Howdy, everybody. It's been more than a week. Sorry about my absence. I was testing out other things, such as the YouTube algorithm, which, by the way, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Let's see. What else? What else is new? Well, I've been trying out other videos, testing my editing skills. That and Jacob seems to have disappeared. I hope all is okay with him. Now, time for the final vanilla campaign. Operation Wrath of the Gods, and yeah, you're missing some words here. It's not surprising. Operation Wrath of the Gods, Czechoslovakia, May the 9th, 1945? That doesn't make any sense. The surrender was 2 days before that. Gentlemen, the war seems to be coming to its end. Now the question is, who gains what from its outcome? Our country and our allies are very interested in getting German rocket technologies. An important German scientist, Franz Kriegmann, lives in Prague, where an uprising is taking place at the moment. Our task is to get Kriegmann safely out of Prague and take him to the Allies' frontier. It is going to be a difficult and complex action because the situation in the region is very chaotic. How chaotic, you may ask? Well, let's see. That smuggled footage showed us that there has been a bomb set off somewhere in an alleyway, resulting in a smoking crater. And a pair of Russian Yak fighter planes have just flown over, and I hear a Russian loudspeaker talking in German about bringing over your wounded or something. And our disgruntled scientist threw his coffee mug at the picture of the Fuhrer. Oh dear. You know, Jacob, it suddenly occurred to me. Well, I'll tell you as soon as the mission begins. The sandbags are twice as tall as they are going to be, and there's no machine guns there present. That and the Germans guarding that spot are different indoor uniform guys. So it's an inaccurate picture. But shows what we're going to be up against. Mission Kings Road, Czechoslovakia, at 10:25 a.m. One of the most closely guarded secrets of the Third Reich, rocket technology, is hidden in the mind of Franz Kliegmann. Or Kliegmann? Yeah, I think it's Kliegmann. He is fleeing from Russian and Prague insurgents as there is an uprising here. The situation there is chaotic, and it is possible that we will be shot at from all sides involved. It is necessary to protect Kliegmann from anybody who might be a threat to him. Yeah, that's rather misleading because the uprising in the vanilla game is very pathetic. We encounter 3 civilians with pistols who are likely going to get killed unless you rescue them. And you have to move quickly, and it's possible that one is doomed anyway. Unless you move super fast and he gets out of the way of a lamppost that's blocking his path. And other than that, and a faraway execution where 5 civilians are getting shot against the wall, there's no sign of an uprising at all. Let's see what we got. By this point, we should have all weapons available. Ooh, nice. Real nice. I'll take it. Only the pit because Jacob decided to make the 60mm American bazooka completely ineffective against tanks, or at least against the heavy tanks. No German weapons But then again, that's understandable. It's not like, they'd be readily available in real life. Now, this mission is going to be full of suggestions. So, Jacob, better get your piece of paper and a pen, because I'm going to go lay waste.
Primary goal, to get the German scientists safely from Prague. We are in the centre of Prague. There is an uprising going on here. Our task is to get our friend safely to the airport. It appears that the biggest problem will be finding the way through the square. A German cannon is aimed at it. It is necessary to destroy it. According to newest information, a German tank is hidden in a strategically located building. Our Russian friends cannot destroy it because it has driven into the shop window. Other information indicates that groups of retreating Germans are all over the town. We have to bear in mind that a number of undiscovered snipers operate in the town. That is why you have to keep your eyes open. We start here. Unless we manage to destroy the gun and other possible traps, there is no way to get to the exit path leading to the escape point. It is also necessary to believe that, thanks to our friend, all armed individuals in town are going to go after us. Therefore, we can expect plenty of snares and traps. Don't try to reach the other side of the bridge. That is the Russian zone of the city, and because of our friend, the Russians may not be so friendly. Lots of luck.
Yeah, thankfully the few insurgents we encounter don't shoot at us. I guess they recognize our uniforms or something. As for the Russians on the bridge, they've killed me a couple of times, but that was mainly due to friendly fire, I think, during a brief skirmish with some Germans. But other than that, they're A-okay. Let's see. Well. I can actually envision my brother ordering me to hand over the belt-fed weapon. And my dad, of course, would want the sniper rifle. By the way, why did the intro give, or did I give my brother 2 dynamites? Huh. I guess when you move fast, you fail to notice details. 15 kilograms. Damn, this thing's heavy. Oh dear. I don't dare risk leaving any weapon behind. I'm an equal opportunity guy. Every guy is extremely overloaded. Typical of me. Good choice of intro music, actually, Jacob. It paints the situation as what was the word I was looking for? Ominous, as it's supposed to be. And oh crap, I just remembered you have to lay down in order to use that gun. Alright. Holy crap, 3 enemies killed. Let's see. Anyway, as you can see, this mission, we start off by default with our scientist buddy, located here, even though his house is actually located here. Now, Jacob, I was thinking, maybe, is it possible perhaps maybe to transform one of these buildings into an actual open building and have us, like certain questions remain unanswered. How did the scientist contact us? And how did we respond to him? And blah, 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 blah. And if we have to get here, then why did we ask him to meet us over here? I think if it's possible to transform this building into an open building, we have the scientist housed here because this is his home, and we have to enter through here to rescue him. So we first have to go find him here and then get him over here. Well, here to be more exact. Now, folks, time for some big changes. As you can see, a cool, awesome T-34-76 from Medal of Honor Spearhead has been added to the game. Jacob, you are a talented genius. There was some hesitation at first because few people realize that it's actually possible for the tanks to be destroyed, and there's a destroyed model. But that's another story. You can ask for it. Ask me by posting comments, and I will tell you the story. Let's see. It looks like there's a intact Tiger. I don't think it's got a crew or fuel in it. There's supposed to be a Katusha rocket truck here, but I don't see it. I was suggesting to remove these parts, move these things, and have a skirmish of Russians attacking here, and there's a German roadblock here, but instead of this trolley car, it's more sandbags and a tank gun aiming over here, and maybe more T-34s. I also know there is since you've imported the Panther tank from Call of Duty World at War, I was thinking you could also import a T-34-85 model from World at War, have it spawn here, and go this way for it to be destroyed by the King Tiger. After all, the destroyed model for the T-34-85 looks like it was hit from the left, whereas the destroyed model from Spearhead, the 76 here, looks like it was hit by something big from the right, which is why it makes sense for it to be driving this way, as scripted. You have to be super fast, and it would be a miracle for you to get here fast enough to save that poor T-34. I don't know what it'll do afterwards, but who knows? Especially with this roadblock over here. Damn, that tank is fast. Jacob, how fast is it going? I wish I could see a video of it, because I can't get over there. It'd be awesome if I could. But now it's definitely going too fast for me to be able to rescue. I just heard tank fire. Yep. Oh dear. The recon plane seems to show the front end of a King Tiger. Oh dear. Yeah, it was originally a regular Tiger tank. And then I pointed out to Jacob, there are way too many Tigers in this game. This thing should have lots of other tanks, especially Panzer IVs. Here's where the three men with pistols are running away from three Germans with assault rifles. was glad I didn't have to reload there. That scared me for a moment. I was afraid I would be too late. 3 Germans all armed with assault rifles. They look like gendarmes. I don't know if there would be enough assault rifles to go around for these guys, but who knows. All I know is that the East German police were stripped of these rifles for some reason by the Soviets and were forced to use the Spagans, the PPSHs, submachine guns. No idea why. I guess a further way to strip them of their German identity, I suppose. So I gotta wonder, perhaps there should be a dead partisan located somewhere here with a grenade right next to his hand. Like the body is spawned dead, and there's a... Let's see. He's a live body just like that last time. And he doesn't register on the map because he's a physical object, like those landmine dead bodies in Battle of the Bulge. Peek around that corner using that piece of broken mirror attached to a knife. Looks like a guy with a rocket launcher and a guy with a submachine gun. The rocket launcher must be the guy with the rifle. Yeah, I was thinking have a skirmish, an actual live fire skirmish happening between Germans and Russians located here. The Germans have got machine guns and AT rifle, well, maybe not AT rifles, but an anti-tank, like a PaK-40, 75mm PaK-40, and maybe a rocket launcher. And we have T-34s and Russians come storming across the bridge. Of course, it'll just be a small...
Alle deutschen Soldaten in der Stadt, ergebt euch! Niemand wird verwundet! Alle deutschen Soldaten in der Stadt, ergebt euch! Niemand wird verwundet!
Thank you for the loudspeaker. Yeah, Jacob moved, he transported the sound effect from the play intro, from the intro to here. Yep, the bust-up trucks from Medal of Honor. Oh, these are the dead Germans. They don't register on the map, though. Where's the third one? No. I'm guessing this is supposed to be some kind of treacherous Russian trap where they're inviting the Germans to come over and surrender, only to murder them afterwards. Hey, where's the Katushka rocket truck? Why'd you remove it, Jacob? Yeah, I once brought the scientist over here, and no, they didn't shoot him or anything. Oh, these Russians don't even register on the map either. Well, why not, I wonder? What do we have? So at this point, we're no longer allies. We're basically, well, we're now competitors. Stalin has declared that from now on we will be enemies. And as you can see, the Russians are basically Germans, only painted green instead of gray, with an allied helmet of some kind. The one grenade that the idiots running Heroes and Generals failed to get for the Russian soldiers. Nice model. How many upgrades did you put it through? 4 different upgrades? I remember there was one that didn't have a transparent. That muzzle breaker thingy. Now you can see through it. But it used to be black, now it's silver. It's yep. That reminds me of the first Sniper Elite game. That game was incomprehensible. I just could not play it. Also, it was rather annoying for me to be wearing a German uniform disguise that completely doesn't work, just like what this game used to have. Uniforms that didn't work. I'm talking about pointless. Let's see, here are 4 civilians lined up, and if you're fast enough, you might be able to save them from the 3 executioners. However, due to that guided bullet thing this game's got, it's possible that you yourself will accidentally kill them. I wonder if civilian kills will be registered. And I realize that I can't get up there from here. Damn, I thought I remembered I could. Although... Damn, those guys are hell-bent on killing whatever's coming down that road. I think I see a sniper over there, too. Jacob, I have to tap the mouse in order to fire semi-auto. Wasn't there a button you installed that changed the fire rate or something? Or was that, am I thinking of a different game? Yeah, the STG-44 was unbelievably fast in the vanilla game, and then unbelievably slow in the expansion pack. Too heavily armed, so we gotta go around. So where exactly do the civilians spawn, Jacob? I presume the Germans spawn somewhere over here where they cannot actually see the civilians running over there. Just filled curiosity. Remarkably empty this place is. I was thinking perhaps there could be a medical tent located here. Wounded partisans or something. As for that music of yours from that Allo Allo show, which I admit is a little hard for me to watch. It's full of jokes that my stupid American brain doesn't understand. Although I will try to get back to it one day. But yeah, this I can't read much except there's clearly poker and wine. I mean, it's a restaurant after all. Oh, and a nightclub with poker. Or maybe not. Weird. I must be losing it because... You ever have that thing where you thought you read something and then you reread it slowly and it's completely different? I've been having those lately. A lot of them. Ah, I gotta scratch myself. Of course, those two sides are heavily guarded. I can't reach them without getting myself killed. Yeah, there used to be a thick cloud of black smoke coming from this crater. I think it should be restored. If not, of course not the crater itself, but maybe the add a vehicle there or something. I always wondered if I suspect it's an IED attack, but maybe it's a single plane. But why would a plane just drop a bomb randomly right here? No idea. With all that ambient gunfire and explosions I'm hearing, that sounds like Beirut in the movie Navy SEALs. You would think the city's being a lot more ruins than it is. Well, here we go. Let's see if who we can save. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, shit. Damn sniper tried to ruin my victory. This has got to be a first. This is the first time. I've never actually did this before. I successfully saved the lives of all 5 civilians. Holy crap.
Follow me! Follow me!
Is it because the enemy fired slower? Or is it because I managed to hit everyone with a perfect headshot? Or what? How did I do that? Awesome, awesome, awesome! Alright, you get off there. No fuel. At this point, there's no point in destroying all enemy vehicles. I mean, this truck would be useful in hauling around supplies and wounded, so I'm not going to destroy it. Barbed wire that didn't used to be there. The AA gun I think I suggested, because after all, it's just otherwise a big empty patch right here. Or no, maybe the AA gun was always there. I know the cannon used to be the German howitzer that is not supposed to fire forward at all, at least not in Company of Heroes. And it's completely indestructible, which creates a conundrum. Turns out it was never necessary to destroy the gun, as the instructions say, as it's an indestructible model. kill the crew, and even that's optional. Yeah, I'm still here with you. Let's see. I think that's enough suppressing fire for now.
Follow me!
Or not.
Damn!
Holy crap, even the scientist exclaims when a friendly nearby gets killed. Our men are programmed to yell out "damn" whenever somebody gets killed, a nearby ally gets killed. I wonder if that applies to civilians, or maybe not, because...
Hey! Follow me!
Well, I guess it doesn't have the fumes in the fuel tank don't have enough power to get the thing over. Holy crap, he has a Panzerschreck. Jacob, you clever guy, you. You knew that this one might make it too easy. Anyway, so you talked about the sound effects being made by Nils. Okay, I understand that. But how did you... As a wise bald man once said, eat lead, slackers. Yeah, in the original game, this tower blank, or one of them was completely blank, and only one of them had 2 snipers on it. I wonder how those snipers manage to keep themselves still. They stay right where they are instead of straying off deeper into the tower where they will not be of use. That was totally rigged. Jacob, it suddenly dawned on me. That helmet. Is it possible to move that helmet onto the head? I mean, is it, or is it like an inseparable part of the uniform to have the helmet hugging my butt instead of being on my head where it belongs? This thing is way too inaccurate. Goes all over the place. Jacob, I'm thinking... Now who did it? I just killed you. Spent another guy on a lower level. Yeah, this... I noticed that all the shots go in the same general direction. I think you need to find a way to increase scatter or something. I don't think I've ever managed to kill anybody with a single shot other than if one hits the face. Well, there's that one. Oh, come on, I emptied a full load into you the first time. I'm torn about whether or not I should destroy those tanks, the Strand tanks with no fuel. After all, they're uncrewed, and... I mean, they would make great museum pieces, but at the same time, we don't want anybody using them, even though the war's almost over. I was so deathly afraid of this crater when I was little. It seems so pathetic now. Anyway, let's hop back on the Stug. Just a little too soon. That requires extremely careful planning. But seriously, yeah, I think the T-30-45 should spawn here, safely out of the range of enemy bazookas, and go forward and, well, naturally get taken out by that King Tiger over there. And I think this plan might fail. But who knows? And it failed. Nope. Miserable failure. Well, frontal assault was suicide. That tank is well covered. The barrel's still aiming. Not quite as much as it used to towards that T-34. Oh yeah, I forgot. For a second there I thought that was my German scientist, but no, he's just an evil officer. This is the first time and probably the only time in the entire game where we ever see an officer holding something other than a pistol. They're usually either unarmed or have a pistol. These alleyways are quite long. I remember this thing used to be a chore to get through, especially if you were new to the game and you didn't know if there was a German around the corner. Those thick rain clouds sure make it dark, because it's supposed to be 10 in the morning. Yeah, it looks like it's evening, late evening. All the streetlights are still on. Either late evening or very early morning, just after dawn. So the clock is kind of screwy in this campaign. Wow, the tracers are coming from tower. Well, there went that. Front armor is just too thick. And plus I'm firing it at an angle which would give the rocket a bigger chance of just bouncing off. I'm too injured to go any further. But this guy will have to be incapacitated. I think if I remember correctly, this was Jacob's least favorite map to work on, but unfortunately for me, I think it's the most fun, or at least I think it's the most, not the most fun, it's got the most potential out of them all. Especially because most of the city's just empty and completely intact city. I can feel the heat radiating off that destroyed trolley. Another tricky look. I remember, how many years ago was it? Good gravy, 8 years ago almost. It's more than 7 years ago. I was suggesting to Jacob to fab this whole area full of partisans and this area full of Germans just shoot at each other. It's a silly idea in hindsight. That was nasty. Well, that guy's dead. If only I could see what these backpacks were modeled after, because I've noticed the backpack the green guy's got is obviously based off a large, round duffel that the British forces would wear, but this thing's clearly flatter and square instead of being round and bulky. Except for the shotgun. I liked using that shotgun, however, its accuracy definitely needs to be improved. Like, it's not really accuracy, I think it's sway. Sway's the wrong right word, I think. Oh boy. Hit the dirt. Ah, so Panzerfaust's in the game still? Good. I was starting to wonder if they completely removed them from the game. You've got no grenades. I'm suddenly reminded of David from those latest Alien movies. I completely retconned the origin of the alien species, the xenomorphs. I don't know why. It's a movie I struggle to like. That Romulus one was terrible. I mean, it feels like it's all that suspense that they built up from Covenant was completely retconned. Went to waste. Oh, there's no way to get out of here. Except back over here. That patio used to have lots of German snipers on it. Well, I don't know if patio's the wrong word. Yeah, patio's the wrong word. Jacob, did I ever thank you for making the MG34 a thoroughly enjoyable weapon to use now? But the fact that I can just use it now at my leisure. I was going to use the cannon to take out the tank, but I got to question now whether it was necessary to destroy the gun. I mean, question whether it was good to destroy the gun, because the partisans might have been able to use it against their new communist masters. The tragic irony of the end of World War II is that the war was started because the sovereignty of Poland was violated. Oh, destroyed the truck. Britain declared war on Germany for violating the sovereignty of Poland, only for Poland to end up in the hands of another dictator, Joseph Stalin. So we allowed Stalin to keep what we told Hitler he could not have, as my dad always said. Yep. snipers per tower. Are they filled up? Or maybe this building here could be transformed into a house or apartment for Steiner to reside in. I mean, it's nice and square, and it's located in an ideal spot, covered by all sides. I remember these used to be locked, and I think they were once locked. Unfortunately, completely pointless. There's nothing over here. I have to wonder if Prague really was this intact, even with the Uprising. I would have figured it took a lot more damage than that. On Steam, somebody posted a picture of this church and other buildings. It looks like it's in ruins. Yeah, in addition to the T-34 remains as is, the T-34-76 remains as is, have the T-34-85 coming down this way, also gets destroyed, and as an added bonus we have a Panzer IV coming down and going this way. And just stopping here, probably out of gas or something. Just a thought. I'm gonna go secure the exit point. Now I'm willing to bet Jacob put some ugly traps here. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I don't remember that wall being there. Take the same brick wall that was in. Oh crap! I just now remembered. You can't just slack off here. Road is too dangerous for the scientist. You gotta flank the roadblock. You can actually climb over this roadblock, or at least you could originally. I think you still can, but it's a lot of work. It's a great way to, right in front of us is an area where you can easily flank the tank if you're going to destroy it with dynamite. Yeah, there's a, sadly with this mod you cannot access it, but there's an add-on mission. An add-on mission where this area here is intact, and you have to escort civilians from that restaurant with the green sign to here, and they've got dynamite. They disappear into the building through a door that's not there, but was added there in the add-on. Then they come running out, and the whole building blows up. It's a blow-up headquarters sort of bonus mission. It was pretty cool. Ah, shit. Jump, 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 run, 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 run. Damn it, I lost some health. Damn. How much of an invisible barrier is this thing? Finally, and here I am hovering over midair. Yeah, I was thinking removing these trucks and cars. It's obviously destroyed Opel Blitzes and limousines. Have them removed and have this whole area replaced by what we see in the picture. The slightly taller sandbag wall, and the 3 men with backpacks, assault rifles. And I was thinking maybe have a dead civilian here with dynamite right next to his hand because he was hoping, the young idiot was hoping to flank the tank and blow it up. Or in fact, have him alive, spawn right here, and he runs and tries to get to the tank, but of course he gets gunned down by the snipers and machine guns. Ooh. Run back to our scientist buddy. Go get him. And you, number 3, Tony Atkins. You're the only member of the team that has not been scratched yet. Oh, you pansy. You can't carry anything. Oh, this guy's got nothing at all? That's too bad. I was hoping for a second one of that PPS-1 gun.
Follow me!
Wouldn't it be something if this guy... Well, what a coincidence, because the officer scientist that we captured in the 3rd campaign is named Steiner, and Steiner's also a German scientist / officer in Black Ops. He's the guy who created Nova 6. Actually, you better not grab that assault rifle. Yeah, the models, or at least from a distance and during the slow motion glitches, the models up here distorted and misshapen at a distance. Unfortunately.
Follow me!
And as far as I know, there are no drivable King Tigers left anymore. Only museum pieces that are in good shape, but unfortunately...
Follow me!
But unfortunately, the engines aren't operable. I think the movie Fury would have been a lot better if the boss tank at the end was a King Tiger. And it's too bad that final battle at the end just had to be as unrealistic as it was, because everything else in that movie is great. I do wish Emma didn't die, though. The movie would have been a lot better if she survived.
Stop!
But I was pleased as punch to see a real Tiger tank instead of those fakes. An American big tank like a Patton, an M48 Patton dressed up to look like a Tiger. Used a real Tiger. But yeah, the premise of the film,
Follow me!
as the opening intro not so subtly suggests, is that it's going to be a tank-on-tank movie, and how German armor was so much better than ours. Which isn't necessarily true because the Sherman was arguably much better than the Panzer IV, even the late model Panzer IV. But yeah, I've probably said this before, but I think the best thing that should have happened to Fury was that Fury was a Pershing tank
Hey, follow me!
instead of a Sherman, even if the Sherman's an easy 8. Cool. Alright, that was probably the longest, most grueling mission of them all. But I don't know. What do I know? What do you think? I better quit now because these videos take up a lot of space on my computer. Take care, folks, and drink plenty of water. It's hot outside.